The moment the pen hovered above the contract, the air in the glass-walled boardroom felt wrong, heavy in a way money could not explain, and a single thought cut through the silence like a blade: this is wrong. Sunlight poured through the tall windows, reflecting off polished steel and marble, illuminating faces that were confident, powerful, and blind all at once. None of them noticed the quiet woman in yellow gloves standing near the edge of the room, holding a cleaning cart, her heart suddenly pounding as if it were trying to warn someone who refused to listen. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of ordinary people to change extraordinary destinies, take a moment right now to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel Condora Life, because stories like this remind us why humanity still matters. Her name was Maribel Cruz, and by day she cleaned offices in one of the tallest buildings in the city, starting early in the morning while the city woke up beneath a pale blue sky. She was poor in ways spreadsheets never measured, carrying debt, grief, and responsibility in equal measure. Every sunrise found her polishing glass tables that reflected lives far removed from her own, lives of men and women who spoke in numbers so large they barely sounded real. Maribel never complained, not even when her wrists ached or when she skipped lunch to save money for her son's school books. She believed in doing her work carefully, honestly, because dignity was the one thing no one could take from her. That morning, she had been assigned to the executive floor earlier than usual. The board meeting was already in progress, but no one stopped her. She moved silently, as she always did, wiping fingerprints from a long conference table while the city glowed outside in full daylight. At the head of the table sat Everett Halvorson, a self-made millionaire known for turning struggling companies into gold. His tailored suit and calm posture hid the pressure bearing down on him, pressure Maribel could almost feel radiating from the paper laid out before him. As she cleaned, her eyes fell on the document by accident. It was impossible not to notice words printed in bold, figures that made her pause mid-wipe. Maribel had once worked in a small accounting office years ago, before life fell apart and she was forced to take whatever work she could find. Those years had taught her something dangerous: how to read the fine print. Her breath caught as she recognized patterns that didn't belong together, clauses stacked like dominoes ready to fall. The deal on that table wasn't just risky. It was a trap, polished and smiling, designed to drain everything once the ink dried. Her hands trembled inside the gloves. She looked up at the people seated around the table, their faces focused, trusting systems and advisors they believed were infallible. She looked back at Everett, who stared at the document with quiet determination, unaware that the numbers hid a disaster that could erase $500 million by nightfall. Maribel felt the familiar fear rise, the fear of speaking when you are invisible, of being dismissed because of your uniform, your accent, your place in the world. She tried to ignore it, to finish her work and walk away. That was safer. That was what people like her were supposed to do. But her chest tightened, and she thought of her son studying by the window every afternoon, believing effort mattered. She thought of all the times she wished someone had warned her before she signed papers she didn't fully understand, papers that had cost her years of stability. The room felt brighter and heavier at the same time, as if daylight itself was urging her forward. Maribel stepped closer, her voice barely steady, her courage trembling but alive. She pointed, not accusing, but pleading, to a section of the contract no one else seemed to question. The room shifted. Faces turned. Surprise flickered, then disbelief. The silence stretched long enough to feel humiliating. She expected security, laughter, dismissal. Instead, something unexpected happened. Everett leaned back, really looking at her for the first time, not as background, but as a human being standing in the light. The meeting stopped. The lawyers reread the clauses. Phones came out. The confident rhythm of certainty cracked. As minutes passed, color drained from faces that moments earlier had been smug with assurance. What Maribel had noticed was real. Hidden liabilities. A silent transfer of risk. A loophole wide enough to swallow an empire. By noon, the deal was suspended. By early afternoon, it was dead. Maribel returned to her cart, heart racing, convinced she had crossed a line that would cost her job. She finished her shift under the same bright sky, every step heavier with doubt. By the time she reached the elevator, she had already prepared herself for consequences. They came, but not the kind she feared. Everett found her before she left the building, daylight still flooding the lobby. He looked different now, stripped of the boardroom armor, shaken by how close he had come to losing everything. He asked about her past, about how she knew what she knew. He listened, really listened, to a woman the world had taught him to overlook. By evening, he understood the truth that money often hides: intelligence and integrity do not belong to one class. The weeks that followed changed Maribel's life in ways she never imagined. Everett ensured her debts were cleared quietly, without spectacle. He funded her education, insisting she return to the work she had once loved. More than that, he changed how his company operated, demanding transparency, rewarding employees at every level who spoke up instead of staying silent. The deal that could have cost him $500 million became the turning point that saved not just his fortune, but his conscience. Maribel still woke early, still cherished daylight, but now it streamed through different windows. She studied, she worked, she laughed more. Her son watched her with pride, learning that courage did not always roar, sometimes it whispered while wearing yellow gloves. And Everett, every time he signed a contract, remembered the moment a cleaning lady stopped him from destroying his own future, simply by caring enough to say something. If this story touched your heart, if it reminded you that even the smallest voice can change the biggest outcomes, please take a moment now to engage with this video, because your support helps keep stories like this alive. Special request before we end: comment below and tell us where you're watching from and whether you believe one brave moment can change a life. As the sun set on that ordinary day that became extraordinary, one truth remained clear in the soft glow of evening light: kindness does not need wealth, power, or permission. It only needs the courage to speak when something feels wrong.